السلام عليكم. Welcome دكتور مصطفى.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته أبو بلال.
You can share your screen.
إن شاء الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
We have 1 hour, only 1 hour today, and tomorrow, inshallah, we have 2 hours. Yes, Dr. Mustafa.
How has the day been so far, Abu Bilal? Everything okay?
Yeah, okay. But where is Mr. Yusuf?
I'm not sure. Let me just call him quickly.
We want to start.
Okay, so Mr. Yusuf will be joining us shortly. And meanwhile, we can get started here. Give it a minute for him to arrive.
أهلا أستاذ يوسف. حياك الله.
Okay, very good.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام. أهلا وسهلا. حياك الله.
وعليكم السلام.
ما شاء الله عدنا والعود أحمد.
حياك الله أستاذ يوسف. طيب إن شاء الله اليوم في اليوم الثاني من أسبوع من فعاليات أسبوع العالمي لريادة الأعمال في غرفة ينبع. نلتقي برضو مع الأستاذ يوسف والدكتور مصطفى اللي حضروا معنا أمس، أكيد يعرفوهم ما يحتاج. وإذا ما في مانع الأستاذ يوسف تعريف سريع بالشركة وتنطلقوا، لأن عندكم اليوم ساعة أو أقل من ساعة كمان، لأنه نبغى ندخل يعني قبل الساعة 9 ب10 دقائق كذا. ممكن المدرب
شكرا جزيلا أبو بلال، والشكر موصولا للغرفة التجارية بينبع ولجميع الأخوة وراء هذا التنظيم الرائع. حقيقة عودا حميدا، وهذه اليوم تعتبر الورشة الثانية وتبقى ورشة إن شاء الله غدا بحول الله تعالى. طبعا في شركة SDBS احنا نشاطنا تكنولوجي ويعتمد على النشاط الديجيتال. next slide please أبو إيمان. وعندنا أكثر من نشاط حقيقة بنقوم فيه. next slide also please, because I would like to skip some slide. Number 4, I think. Number 4.
I think we can start him, Yusuf.
Yeah, تيم ديجيتال، ونركز احنا حقيقه في التحول الرقمي اللي هو يمثل رؤيه المملكه لعام 2030، وبقياده الدكتور مصطفى ان شاء الله بنحاول قدر الامكان افاده رواد الاعمال في بناء بزنس خاص بهم. I would like to also thank for everybody, and please Abu Iman, mic for you. Today we have only 1 hour. If you like, you can speak for 30 minutes and give 30 minutes for discussion. And the technique is up to you.
Inshallah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Yusuf, and thank you, Abu Bilal, for the opportunity. And I'd also like to thank the Yanbu Chamber of Commerce and Dr. Mansouri and his management. And it's a wonderful opportunity to be able to share insights on how to set up a digital business in Saudi Arabia. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. It's a very, very good to be here and to share with you something that I feel is something very, very important for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And today's presentation will be discussing a few things. Right? The first thing that we'll discuss is why is now the best time to start a digital business in Saudi Arabia? So there are, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, right, it has really changed what people perceive as digital, right? So now digital, and that digital means, right, using the internet, using technology, mobile application with Wi-Fi and 5G, providing convenient systems so that everyday business can operate. So this comes in the form of, for schools, for retail businesses, for travel, for medical, pretty much every industry that you think about needs to have a digital strategy. So if I ask the audience just to think about how many businesses in their city would need a website or a digital point of presence, I'm sure you can name many, many places that can utilize a digital strategy. And if the COVID-19 pandemic has shown us anything, one thing has definitely shown us is the fact that everything needs a digital strategy today. Otherwise, they may not be able to survive in business. So this is why it's a wonderful time. And I'd like to take this opportunity to also visit with you, one of the very, very important areas in Saudi Arabia, which is, let me share my screen with you again, which is the wonderful project of NEOM. So if you look at what NEOM is doing in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, it is, mashallah, tabarakallah, one of the most innovative projects in the world today. It's not just a project, it's a complete city. So in NEOM, just yesterday, it was announced there will be a reimagined industrial city. So this is for manufacturing, this is for logistics, something the world has not seen, mashallah, tabarakallah. And from the team that is behind it, and with the wonderful vision of the kingdom leaders, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz, is one of the fantastic regions to develop a business. So the Octagon is just one of many, many wonderful things that are on the horizon. So in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, this is just one of many wonderful areas in terms of, if you take a look at these sectors, if you can see, there is education, right? Very, very important. So to have, a very, very smart, capable, and a very professional team that understands what technology can bring. And here you can see pretty much many industries that will be touched by digital. So education, design, construction, financial services, where you can build financial technologies, even tourism and sport, the health and well-being using biotechnologies, entertainment. So it has a lot of wonderful sectors where you can build and have a wonderful future. So this is one, and the reason I'm mentioning this is a complete region of Saudi Arabia that will transform the Saudi Arabian economy into something that is spectacular and something that the world has really not seen before. And there are many technologies in here that we can, be a part of. So it's bringing the latest technology with a very, very digital mindset. And we're at a very extremely interesting time. I think the likes of which we haven't really seen before, but we can see it with the grand vision of Prince Mohammed bin Salman in terms of what is on the horizon. And what's on the horizon is just something pretty spectacular. So I want to start off with this because this is something, like I said, one of a kind projects, not just in Saudi Arabia, but in the world. And this is why we are very lucky, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, that we're getting to be a part of something so important and so special in Saudi Arabia, but definitely becomes something for the whole world to take a look at. I'll go back to my slide deck, and the nature of my presentation today is to share with you, how do you go about building a digital product? And your product will lead to a company that you can build. So one of the best times for building is definitely today. Can everyone see my slides?
هل الجميع يرى الشاشة؟
I think so.
أبو بلال? Is everybody can see the board?
ايوه واضحه استاذ.
Yep. Okay. Great. Wonderful. So this is the best time because the opportunities in digital are profound. Something the likes of Saudi Arabia has not seen before. So we start with the Saudi Vision 2030 because this is one of the areas that Saudi Arabia is transforming the local economy of Saudi Arabia into something that is created, and we can take part in that. So if you have a digital idea, right, this is one of the best times to be building a product and a company behind it. So it's a very digital vision in terms of what is on the horizon. And one thing I'd like to add, in terms of looking at what digital provides, right? Those of us that have been involved in digital, let's say 25 plus years, now it is an amazing time for not just starting a business, but building a business. Just last night, we had a presentation, that was day one. So after 10 o'clock, I worked on a project, and in about 10 minutes, I was able to install an application on the Oracle Cloud for one of our clients. And subhanAllah, in 10 minutes, you can get so much accomplished on the cloud technology. And the cloud technology is one of these wonderful areas of technology that you can install something in pretty quick time at a very, very cost-efficient way. So you have a lot of cloud providers. Inside of Saudi Arabia, one of our clients is looking to build a product, and they want this to be hosted inside of Saudi Arabia. So it's a wonderful time because you can start building something at a very, very small cost and at a very, very lot of power involved there, which is really, really extremely special. So the team behind it, I've gone through this yesterday. So we have at Speed Digital Business Solutions, we have a wonderful team. You know, we're really blessed with some of the finest professionals in the field of IT. And together, you know, if you combine all of our experiences, we have above 100+ years in working experience in digital. So I'm very, very blessed, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, to be able to work with some of the finest professionals in the field of technology that I'll talk about shortly. So in terms of, why is this good time for building digital products? Because there's a very, very strong demand for tech products. In a COVID-19 or in a post-COVID-19 world, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, a lot of startups have recently exited and have validated the venture capital model. So you have businessmen, you have venture capitalists that are willing to actually go ahead and invest in the region now. And they're very, very excited. And if you look at what the wonderful story behind Kareem and some recent exits, it's a very fantastic time. The tech ecosystem, the value chains are developing rapidly, and as enablers set up the organization in Saudi Arabia. So inside of Saudi Arabia, there's a rise in the number of incubators, business incubators, fintech incubator, and venture capitalists. An incubator, as like the word says, it helps you grow your business. So the audience today, I'd like to share with you that you should never feel like you're alone in building anything. Inside the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia today, we have plenty of incubators. If you have an idea and you're determined to build something, it's the best time because you have organizations, public and private incubators willing to help. SDBS is always there to support entrepreneurs. We are, when I met Chairman Yusuf quite a few years ago, one of the wonderful things that I really enjoyed working with Chairman Yusuf is his vision. When we met 5 years ago, I remember his vision was so clear, and he wanted to build a digital company. And in our first meeting, he said, Mustafa, I don't want any paper in my business. So that's the kind of digital leadership SDBS has, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. So it's been really a delightful experience working with our Chairman Yusuf. And the ease of doing business has improved significantly. That is in line with the entrepreneurship friendly Saudi Vision 2030. So these are some of the things that are just make it a very, very good time here in Saudi Arabia to be able to launch a digital venture.
Thank you, Abu Iman, for your this nice words. Actually, I would like you, if you mention for the initiative application through the website and allowed everybody to go through the website and write his idea as the application in the website, please.
Definitely. Thank you. Good timing, because you came right at the time when I went through your slides, so I definitely will share that. I'm now putting inside of our chat sdbsonline.com. This is our corporate website. Please do visit it. And if you have any questions before or during the presentation, please feel free to ask. And if you want to discuss it later on, please do go ahead and send an email to info@sdbsonline.com, and we will definitely reach out to you, inshallah. So here's our chairman, Yusuf, that this idea is his idea in terms of starting a solutions company. So it's our pleasure to support his vision. And this is myself. And we have one of the best teams in the kingdom to help build products. Patrick out of Switzerland in Europe, Dr. Saleh Shibal, my colleague at Jami Malik Fahad, Hussein, one of our students, also an e-commerce professional, Andreas, who's doing wonderful work in the fintech space in Dubai. Here's our operations team in Saudi. They have a very close friend of mine, colleague, handles customer relations. Khurram does all of the digital marketing. Iman, she's an intern handling some of the social media and such. Faisal handles operations, and Taha is a business consultant. We also have a complete female education team. So female education for entrepreneurship, built by female, designed for females, that's also there. We have very, very good domain experts. So these are data scientists, PhD holders in the area of artificial intelligence, big data. And you know,
don't forget my daughter will finish college, inshallah, next year, for
inshallah,
taking the place of the team, inshallah.
Inshallah, look forward to it, definitely. Jazakallah khair, yes. Industry 4.0, these are some of our European friends that have expertise in artificial intelligence, in enterprise architecture, in blockchain development. So one of the finest teams. I'm very, very blessed with some of the smartest people in the business. This is a very important slide because the wave of digital disruption is here now. And right, so some of the areas that are very, very good to get into, these are high-tech ideas, high-tech technologies that you should consider today in building a business, you know, in terms of what blockchain provides. And think of blockchain as this decentralized technology that you can build pretty amazing things. So cryptocurrencies is one of the areas that blockchain provides. And you'll be hearing a lot of this technologies in the future projects that are being announced in NEOM and the likes of which. Artificial intelligence, this is a technology that we are already using. When you think about autonomous vehicles, the cars that are, you know, self-driving cars, right? You have cars now that can drive themselves, subhanAllah. And one of the ways that they're built so innovatively is they're all connected, right? So you think about, you know, the Tesla cars and the different electric vehicles that are out there. It's like there are a computer that is driving, right? They're very, very smart technologies, a lot of computing that is going on. And one of the reasons why cars are expensive these days is because there's a shortage in the chips, in the computer chips that go inside of cars. So if you can see, so in the future, it's just a very, very interesting, super interesting time. And cloud computing is where a lot of these applications are stored. So you can get your application online fairly easily using the cloud. And all of this is using big data. So technology is so readily available and great. One of the best times ever to do this. You know, I've been involved in this, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, since the early 90s. So I can see how difficult it was to start a business back then in digital. Today, your thoughts and your dreams can be built very, very easily. So launching a product, additional product in Saudi Arabia. And when we're launching a product, it's few things that you have to keep in mind, right? And this is one of my favorite quotes when you are starting a business or in a startup, right? You have to be so good that no one can ignore you. Right? So it's a quote of, you know, from Steve Martin when it comes to starting a business. So you have to have the determination. You have to have a very smart team. So 4 things that we feel that are very, very important when you are going to launch a business. So the first thing is the problem at hand, right? What is the problem you are solving? what is your idea comes first. This is the first thing you want to come, you want to build. And just like we were talking about yesterday, it's very, very important to have an idea that is solving a problem. You can do a lot of things in your startup digital business. But if your idea is not strong, if you don't have a product that the market needs, no one's going to buy or use your product. And the company that you're starting should feel like a very important mission. So it should be something that you're very passionate about, because starting a digital business is never easy. Any kind of business is never easy, but as long as you know that this is a very important mission and it's it can help you proceed there. Now, your idea, right, for your startup idea should be in the middle of somewhere like somewhere where people think it's a bad idea, or or something in the middle of a good idea or bad idea. So think about Airbnb. I'm sure the audience has heard about Airbnb, one of the largest digital companies, market capitalization of about $50 billion plus now. And when Brian Chesky and his partner created, Airbnb, to have a stranger come and live in your house, that seems like a pretty bad idea, but it was solving a problem. So sometimes bad ideas, what people perceive as a bad idea, may be something that's actually really, really good and very, very powerful. So, and this is this is one of the secrets why you want to build something. Get started with building, right, and get a product out there. Why not? This is the reason why. You have to get started at one stage, and this is one of the best places to start in the world is Saudi Arabia for a digital business. So idea is one thing, right? You're solving a problem. Product, this is what you're actually building, right? And a lot of hours go into building a product, because the whole time, remember, while you're on your phone, think about how much time we spend on our phones. Pretty much the only time we're not on our phones is when? Probably when you were sleeping. We should not use the phone when we're driving, I know. But next time you are in the car and you're driving, do look at the car next to you. Probably high chance that the driver has the phone in his or her hand. So the only time we're not on our mobile is probably when we're asleep. So this is something, just a reminder for all of us that you have to practice good safety when it's driving, definitely. So the only thing that matters in your digital business is product market fit. And this gentleman, Mark Andreessen, is one of the leaders when it comes to digital products. He's a gentleman that created the first browser. So the web browser that we use, like Google Chrome or Apple Safari or Microsoft Edge or Mozilla Firefox, they were started by the first one, which was Mark Andreessen, and he started the first browser. I think he had a company called Mosaic, and this is in the early 90s, pretty much the time when I started my career in this space. So in your, if you think about how you're going to build the product, you have your idea, the great idea, you build a great product, and that leads to a great company. And we look at the companies that are out there, the Facebooks, the Googles, the Amazons. They have an idea they're solving a problem for, and you can go about building that. And this one is something it's just super, super important to make sure you build something that users actually love to use. Think about, for example, when you are building or if you think about the first time you used Facebook or WhatsApp. Did anybody use Facebook or WhatsApp from an advertisement? Did you, very high chances that someone very close to you, a friend, told you you have to download WhatsApp and connect with me to it. When they told you about this, they will not tell you that, okay, give me when you download it, let me know what your number, let me know when you connect to it. No, it's not like that. They will tell you to do it right now. Download this right now and connect with me, because they are very, very passionate about this product. So when users love something, they will definitely share it with others that they care about. And that is one of the best ways of having marketing. So when you're building a product, you can't get a better opportunity to market when the users are marketing your product for you. Of course, not everybody has that luck or chance like WhatsApp or Facebook, but if you build something that users love, they will definitely talk to their dearest and nearest people. So the opportunity is there, and it's a really, really wonderful opportunity. A famous quote is fail early, fail fast, and fail often. And the good thing about here is that if you start to invest in a product, and for some reason, you are going to fail at, it's not going to work. It happens, right? Market changes, and you can pivot your idea. You can move from one direction to another direction in building the product. So failing is nothing wrong with that, because from that failure, you are learning a lot. And next time around, you'll be that much more stronger. So failing early, nothing wrong with that, because you've not invested that much time and effort. So fail early, fail fast, fail often is a good thing to do. Of course, we don't wish anybody to fail, but if you are going to do it early as possible. That way, less damage is done. And great products win. So make something users love is one of the smartest ways you can do it. And be fanatical about it, right? So fanatical means, okay, you are absolutely promoting this idea because you're building something that users start to love. So when you're building a product, right, you basically get users' feedback, right? What do they like? What would they pay for it? How would you make them recommend it? So find out what the users are saying. And if users can provide you feedback, it's one of the best things they can do for you. You take their information, you build it into the product, make decisions. So maybe they'll ask you for 50 things. You don't have to build all the 50 different features. You can go ahead and put that on a roadmap, build some product, show it to the users, get their feedback, product again. So it's a continuous improvement cycle, right? One of the things that you should definitely focus on is the metrics, right? How do you measure your digital business? Is it total number of people that have registered? Is it active users? Is it the revenue that's being generated? All these things have to be defined. This is probably one of the most important things. So you have your idea, you have your product, now your team that is behind it. So when venture capitalists they invest in teams. And one of the reasons they invest in teams is because they are of the opinion that, okay, what happens if this product, for whatever reason, fails? How will this team respond to that? Will this team just pack up and give up? Or do they pull their sleeves up and, do they start to work harder and pivot the idea into something different, right? So the team is so important. And as the CEO, right, of the company, you will set the North Star, right? So you set the star, or you set basically the direction of the company, and everybody converges to that. That's what a leader does, right? The leader inspires others so that they can head towards what you're setting out to do. So if everyone knows you want to build a very, very customer-focused company, the people that you're going to work with, the people working with you, whatever department they are, maybe it's security, maybe it's product designing, they will always keep that in mind, that we want to build a customer-focused company. So set that North Star, and then, hopefully you hire good people and everybody works towards that. When it comes to your team, you try not to hire from outside. You get people that are working with you and get their friends and the people that they know. That way, when you have someone that's working for you, and they go ahead and they tell their friends about the company, that's one of the smartest way to do it. And in your startup, when you're building your digital business, hire slowly. Don't need to hire fast, because for a startup, you have a lot of work to do. And as a CEO and as your team, at first you'll have a small team, but then that team will start to need more people. At that time, you hire, because having the wrong team member especially in a startup, can really, really destroy the startup. So you have to be extremely selective who you hire to work with you. So hire slowly, but if someone is not doing well, you get rid of them as soon as possible, because they will have a very, very disastrous result when it comes to working with team members. So a startup, because there's so much to be done, you have to have the smartest, the most dedicated people working for you. Hire the best people. Right? The best people that you can get, it makes a huge difference. Right? One thing I like to share with you, right? Average people that are just okay people cannot make a great company. So this is something you have to hire the best of the best people. That way, you've done your best in getting the most amazing people that you have, and that can build a great product and a company. The team should be excellent in communications, because if you notice, a lot of time we are on our phone, texting, WhatsApping a lot. So good, effective communications is a must. They should be determined. They should believe you in your vision, and you want to have people that are that get along with the team, right? That you feel comfortable reporting to them, feel comfortable hanging out with them, because having a startup, it's going to be very, very important to do. Okay, so you have your idea, your product, your team, and the execution of that idea. So this is the most important thing: how you execute and how fast you are in your market. Okay, in your execution, right? This is a quote from Mike Tyson, the famous boxer, right? Everyone has a plan, right? You get a plan until you get punched in the mouth, right? This is a famous quote from Mike Tyson. What that means is that, okay, you may have all wonderful plans, but once you get hit in business, right, and things start to fall apart, what matters is how quickly you get back up, right? How quickly you respond. So if you have a plan, what's your plan B, et cetera, all that really, really makes a very, very big difference. So keep that in mind. And in your execution, you as a CEO, you set the vision, and you're responsible for raising money. Your responsibility is not to run the organization. Your responsibility is to build the company, make sure the company has money, so that the company that's working, the team that is working, can be paid. You evangelize about your business. So evangelize, basically, people should know that you are very, very interested in promoting this great product, great company. You hire and you manage, and you make sure the company is executing. Right? The people that are working for you are the ones that are executing fast, and you have to be very, very careful with that, because you're out there raising money, making sure there's direction there, and the operation team is basically what executes. And having a getting things done attitude, do whatever it takes, get the job done, because there's people that are waiting for you. Quick decision making. You never want to give up, right? That's the kind of team you want to have working with you. You have to be courageous, because having a startup is, it's quite challenging. Right? So this is very, very important. And always keep momentum. Right? Always keep things going, building, and so that people are excited. So people should be excited in working in your startup, because there's good things happening. You're getting good deals. Right? So always keep momentum. Of people that are keeping excitement levels up, because again, startups are hard. So digital businesses are not easy to do. Always keep growing. Growth is one of the best measures for your startup. Right? If you're growing your business, you're doing something correct. Right? So as long as you're doing that, I think that'll be very good. Here's another favorite quote: "Sales fixes everything." Right? So as long as sales are happening, many things can be fixed. Okay, so this is just a quick overview of what we do at SDBS. We have access to some of the smartest technology developers around the world, and our technical teams manage some of the largest e-commerce businesses in the United States. So we're very, very lucky to have some really, really amazing team members with us in North America, in San Francisco, in Long Beach, California, and in South America, in Chile, in Switzerland, in Macedonia, in Germany. We're based here in Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, and we have about 500 developers in between India and Pakistan. So here's our details. Please reach out to us if you have any questions, if there's anything we can help you with. And
thank you.
I'm happy to take your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abu Iman, for a great presentation today. I think this was the last slide, is it?
This is the last slide. You're exactly right. This is the last slide.
I have a question, because we don't have that much time, only 15 minutes left.
Sure.
I sent the question through the chat by someone, and I will open also the time for everybody who has a question. Abu Bilal, he will handling the meeting and allowed people to get their question. The question, I sent it to the chat. Did you get it, Abu Iman?
I just received one that I'm just going through the chat right now. I've got a question, please. The operations is how to be a successful entrepreneur. Yeah. So this is, I hope that, I hope today's presentation has been useful there, right? In terms of what you're trying to build, the idea, the problem that you're solving, the team behind it, and your execution. So idea, product, team, execution. These four things should be helpful, in how to be a successful entrepreneur. Any other questions that anybody has? Yeah.
Thank you very much. دكتورة فاطمة تفضلي. Welcome. Yeah, you can open the mic.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Doctor, for your presentation. Just I have 2 points. The first one about the product. I think before we make something user love, I think we have to decide who are those users, their age and their gender and their place and their needs before I prepare my product. This is the first point. And the second point about the team. I think it's a good idea to deal with the best people, the talented. They have very excellent skills in my business. They have special skills. They can help me to introduce my product or my service. I want to buy it to the users. I need your ideas about this point to point. Thank you, Doctor.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Fatima. Very, very good points, as usual, mashallah. The first point regarding the, doing the survey to basically, making sure that you have the market, right? So that's very, very important to make sure you're building something that the market needs. Strangely enough, 40% of startups fail because there's lack of product market fit. The strange thing there is that, you start to think to yourself, why are people developing something when there's no market for that? So either that they have failed to do customer service, and you very rightly so said that you have to make sure that you're building something that people want and there's a market for it. And the only way you find that is through surveys. You find and you ask people, would you use this? How much would you be willing to pay for this? What would you change about this? So that initial feedback is very, very important. So I completely agree with you. You want to make sure that you're building a product that there's a market need for, and that's the most important thing, definitely. Your team is, I think, by far one of the most important things in your startup. It's all about the team, And over the years, we've helped local Saudi Arabian companies, Foodix, PayTabs, etc., set up their organizations. And I can tell you, right, the companies that are very focused on teams and they set up, very, very spectacular, super smart teams are the ones that succeed. And the reason that is because in a business or in a startup business, in any kind of business, things don't always go as planned. Things go wrong. It's just part of everyday life. So if your team is smart, if your team is dedicated, if your team can keep cool at a very, very difficult, challenging time, it says a lot, right? So your team is ultimately one of the most important, if not the most important part of your digital business. They have to be smart. They have to be, dedicated. And one thing that, you want to have people that are, that get along with others. We hired an expert one time. This is going back maybe 10 years on a project. And the issue that we had with expert is that, okay, they never want to change the way they work. So I'd much rather have a very hardworking student that is knowledgeable, but willing to learn, that can gain the experience. So your team is super, super important to have an excellent team that can help you execute and reach your goal. And they share your vision. It's not easy to do. Trust me on this. I've seen companies break apart because just last week we're advising a team, and the CTO left for whatever reason, And when you have something like that, it really affects the company because there's no camaraderie, there's no cohesiveness, and that doesn't help. So your team is one of the most important things that you do. And look at the people that you know, right? People that you trust, because having a business or starting a business it's like a marriage, right? You are going to be, you'll be together for a while. So make sure that you have someone that you get along with. Make sure you have someone that you like to spend time with. Otherwise, it will not work, maybe. So thank you, Dr. Fatima, for very, very good points about the team and the product. Very, very good points. Anybody else have questions regarding, what are they thinking about building and such?
We won't tell you about time. It's finish now.
I think 10 minutes, Abu Bilal. I think still 10 minutes.
Because I have to.
خلاص no problem. You are the manager of the. You are the manager time.
I have to change the.
No problem. But please,
thank you so much.
I would like to say for everybody, me and Abu Iman, we decide to inshallah tomorrow for the next presentation. There is a great surprise. I don't.
عفوا أستاذ يوسف. أيوه مرة ثانية معلش.
I would like to say for everybody, me and Abu Iman decide to make a great surprise for everybody, inshallah, tomorrow for the next presentation.
Inshallah.
I cannot say what is it now. Inshallah, tomorrow everybody will be happy when he perceives it with us, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you, everyone.
Okay,
thank you so much for your time. Thank you
هل
everyone for your time.
يحتاج أقولها بالعربي ولا ما يحتاج؟
يعطيكم العافية. جزاك الله خير.
جزاك الله خير. Thank you for your time.
شكرا.
السلام عليكم.
شكرا جزيلا.
Thank you so much. السلام عليكم.
Thank you أبو إيمان.
نلقاكم إن شاء الله غدا بإذن الله.
إن شاء الله.
بإذن الله. طبعا إحنا عندنا برضو أمسية الحين. حبوا تبقوا معانا، حياكم الله. يا هلا وسهلا. السلام عليكم. دكتور محمود، تقدر تشارك الشاشة من عندك دكتور؟
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله. طيب حاضر، أبشر.